Hello everyone. In this video, I am going to recap one of romantic Korean films of 2022, 20th Century Girl. Without further ado, let's get straight to the storyline. The film opens with a man sweeping in front of his shop, while the postman came to deliver a parcel belonging to his daughter Bora, with an invitation card about an exhibition under a man named Joseph. He called Bora to tell her about the invitation and asked her if she is dating a foreign man. Bora tells him, she has no idea about the exhibition. Then the protagonist takes us into a flashback to 1999, when Bora enters the room of her best friend Yeondu. Yeondu needs to go to the USA for her critical heart surgery, but she doesn't want to leave, cause she comes across a boy named Hyunjin, with whom she falls in love while knowing only his name. Since she won't be there for a while, she asks Bora to tap on him while she is in the USA, trying to know more about him for her. On the next day, on her way to school, she bumps into Hyunjin on the bus, then starts keeping an eye on him, and tells Yeondu all the details she finds about him in the email. She even joins the broadcasting club to be with him after knowing that he will join it. But she is the one who got accepted and he doesn't. But Woonho joined the club with her. Woonho is Hyunjin's best friend, so Bora decided to befriend him to know more about Hyunjin. She tried to acquire his phone number while he calls back home in school, but she failed to get the whole number. Somehow she managed to get the number through the phone book, but Woonho is the one picks up the phone and pretends to be Hyunjin. He finds out that she is Bora who is on the phone, and she quickly hangs up. On the next day, Woonho confronts her, asking if he wants Hyunjin's pager number. She needs to get him a blue film from her father's film store. The next day, while she brings the film in her backpack, the teacher gets hold of it and punishes her in front of the class when Woonho teases her and takes the film. At night, while Bora sitting in her father's shop, Woonho came with Hyunjin to help Bora get the pager number. Bora gives it to Yeondu, then she calls him and puts a romantic song on the phone. Woonho starts falling for Bora while seeing her interest in Hyunjin. In a brawl that Hyunjin gets into, she helps them and the three ran away, where they found a police car and sit next to it. Bora feels nervous when she sees how Woonho holds her hands, and she realized that she sprained her ankle while running. Then the next day, Hyunjin takes Bora on a ride and starts to flirt with her, thinking that she likes him for saving him last night. Yet he takes her to dinner at the restaurant the Woonho works in it and asks her to date him. She gets awkward, tried her best to make him dislike her, and then ran away. Woonho goes after her to put a bandage on her wound, telling her that he thinks that she likes Hyunjin. She said that she does not like him. While he taking care of her wound, she gets instantly charmed by him. Hyunjin keeps hitting on her, while she tries to make him uninterested in her through different ways. Later in their hostel, when she gets awfully drunk, Woonho saved her from getting caught by their warden. She looks directly into his eyes, which makes her fall for him. The next day, Bora sends a photo of the three of them to Yeondu. Woonho go to Bora in the rain to tell her that he will be working in the shop in front of her father's shop. The two starts flirting with each other all day. At night, Woonho takes her to his old home's backyard to pluck out some delicious plums, telling her his life story, that his parents got divorced when he was young, and that got separated from his little brother who lives in New Zealand when he moved to South Korea to live with his father. He tried to kiss her, but one of the plums fell and hit her head. While he takes her back home, he kisses her, asking her to go on a date with him in the weekend to watch a movie. While both Hyunjin and Woonho sit in front of Bora, Yeondu shows up from the USA. Later, while the two girls talking, Bora realizes that Hyunjin was actually Woonho all this time and that she fell in love with her friend's crush. Bora could not reveal her emotions since that would break her friend's heart, who just had serious heart surgery. She decided to sacrifice her love for her friend. Bora sends Yeondu to date Woonho instead of herself. She tries to avoid Woonho in all possible ways, but that was not easy since Woonho is in love with her. On a rainy night, Bora calls Woonho to tell him that she is sorry if she makes him misunderstand her actions and that she is not in love with him. Woonho was going to give her a letter telling her that he is going back to New Zealand, but he will come back for her, professing his love for her even before her search for Hyunjin started. Later, when the four of them go to the amusement park, Woonho insists on riding the roller coaster with Bora even though he fears heights, confessing that he loves her, and he tells her that he will go back to New Zealand. She pretends not to care and leaves him. Hyunjin tells Yeondu that Bora and Woonho like each other. Later, Yeondu speaks with Bora, blaming her that she keeps her emotions about Woonho from her and that she should not sacrifice her love out of care for her. Yeondu goes to Woonho and told him that Bora liked him, and that she denied it out of care for her ill friend. Woonho sends Bora a message to wait for him in front of her house, but she did not receive the message because her younger brother got hit and she stayed with him all night in the hospital. The next day, Yeondu pretends ill to let Bora go out of the school and go to Woonho before he leaves. Hyunjin gives her a ride to the station. When Bora sees Woonho, she keeps crying, telling him how much she is sorry for everything. Woonho tells her that she doesn't have to be sorry, she could just tell him, "I like you." Bora tells him how much she likes him. Woonho hugs her, telling her not to cry, and just wait for him until he gets back to her. The two keep crying after he gets on the train. They keep emailing each other, deciding to go to the same college in Korea, but Woonho has not replied to her anymore. Bora keeps waiting for him but to no avail. Then the protagonist takes us again to the present where Bora goes to help her father. Later she goes to the exhibition where she found Woonho's brother telling her that his brother died, and how much his brother was in love with her. She was the only person who makes him happy. Bora goes back to her phone to watch the short film that Woonho filmed and sees his last message to her. And this is where the movie ends. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.